Hello, Dr. Neville. I'm going to read the question and answer the question. And the first question say, what do you notice about your literacy autobiography now that you have completed your course? What might you add to this autobiography now? And for this question, I learned a lot when I do the autobiography because I don't have idea that everything I saw and I did in my grandmother's house was literacy. And for example, when I start writing my autobiography, I can see, for example, the pictures in the wall, uh, the things that I do with my aunt, and when I play the guitar, the notes for the guitar, and something else I could add to my autobiography right now is what I learned in this class, because sometimes we don't know what is literacy or what is the mean, and this class changed all my thoughts and my perceptions because I see literacy just like reading and writing, and it's totally different because literacy can be everything. And the second question is, what about what about your thinking has changed from the beginning of the course? What has remained the same? And something that this course has changed in me is that I know what is literacy and I can identify instantly. To be honest, I didn't know what is the what this topic mean before, and with assignments to I do in this class, I be able to understand the subject and to find different experience about literacy. And the third question say, please review our course test. See list below. Which tests were most helpful for your learning and why? What did you learn from this test? I think everything that I read in this class helped me. I remember the first time when I read the the reading about engineering, and the reading opened my eyes because I don't know why. When I read, I say, what is literacy and how they make a connection with engineering. But when I read the reading, I can find what is the connection with literacy. And the book, the reading that I like the most was subject matter, because in this book I can find many words that are in the planning lesson or in the lesson plan. For example, focus instruction, guided questions, objectives, and I remember when I started my first semester in Demi High, uh, I don't have idea what are the words, but when I read this book, I can find the definition, and right, and at this moment, I know how to apply these words with my activities. And the question number four: how do you define literacy? How, if at all, as it changes since your first literacy project? What does literacy mean with your content area? And for this question, I define literacy as everything. And literacy can be everything. For example, when we thinking, when we see, when we listen, when we touch something, I think literacy is everything. And in my content area, I involve literacy when I have students to make connections with culture, and they make connections with his peers. And for my Spanish 1 and 2 classes, I think speak the second language because they are practice and they listen, see, and thinking. And the number 5, say, what is the purpose of reading something like a novel or nonfiction text as a form of literacy with your content area? And for this question, in my content area, the purpose is will be to research for vocabulary, identifying words that the students do not understand, and conduct a literacy analysis. For example, this week we read a grammar book in Spanish for Spanish 1 and 2 classes, and with my students, with my native speaker students, we read informative articles. So it's different things, but they are reading and are make connections with the life. And the last question is, do you think that content area literacy approach allow for an education equality orientation to your discipline? Why or why not? And for this question, I want to say yes, because in our classroom we read different reading with different topics, and this help my students a lot. And when I release to topic with my students, I tell them what is the topic and what are doing with this, and they have the opportunity to make connections with the students and to explain what they understand or wherever they want to say. And I think this is my response for all my questions. And I just want to say one last thing. Dr. Neville, thank you for everything you do for us in this class and for help me and try to mm, try to make confidence class, because I never speak English and I try to learn, and this class helped me a lot. And when you need something, I'm here, and I hope to take a class with you again. Thank you, Dr. Neville.